Well, in a surprise deal, President Biden has signed off on an agreement with Iran to free 5 imprisoned American citizens. In exchange, the Iranian regime will gain access to billions of dollars in blocked funds. Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan joins me now from Washington with the details of this deal. This is really fascinating to me, Margaret. Can you just walk us through what's already happened, what's going to happen next, and how we got here, basically?
Absolutely, Anne-Marie, because this is a breakthrough. Although it comes amidst very high tensions with Iran, this is the first step in what President Biden is agreeing to as part of an arrangement to bring these 5 Americans home. But it's really based on some very sensitive diplomacy. So all these steps have to break right for them to actually come home to U.S. soil. What we know is that these 5 Americans are living in a hotel in Tehran under guard. That's more humane than where they were at Evin prison, which is notoriously brutal. They won't be able to get on a plane and come to the United States until the money is fully transferred. Now, those funds, they are oil revenue from Iran that have been stuck in an account in South Korea for the past few years. And in order to make it more accessible to Iran, which is heavily sanctioned, as you know, the money will be transferred to an account in the Gulf state of Qatar. That is who's receiving the money. It'll be there in a restricted account. And to gain access to it, the Iranians will have to get clearance through the U.S. Treasury, which runs our sanctions program here in America, to make sure that what they're buying with that money is permitted. Now, of course, money's fungible. So it's not possible to say that all the money can be guaranteed to be used for the intended purposes, and that's why there's some controversy here. But the receipt of those funds is what Iran says this is dependent on. Now, as we've heard from the White House, they consider this ongoing. So I would not say that this deal only includes what has been publicly acknowledged. I think we will be hearing a lot more. And in fact, Iran is already saying they've been promised 5 of their citizens will be released from U.S. custody. That hasn't happened yet.
Interesting. Okay, so this is also a reminder that there are many Americans detained around the world that, they don't make the headlines. So who are these detainees?
And you're absolutely right, Anne-Marie, and thank you for saying that, because, we hear from so many families who are stuck in these impossible positions like these Iranian Americans have been. There are 5 of them. The 3 names that we know are okay with being made public because their families are talking about it. Murad Tabaz, an environmentalist who is a UK-US dual national who's been stuck there since 2018. You're seeing on your screen there Imad Shargi. His family lives right here in Washington, D.C. 2 college-age daughters whose father, missed their graduation. I remember them tearing up, talking to me about that. He's been stuck there since 2018. They went back to visit their family home, and he was never allowed to leave the country. Siamak Namazi, an American businessman, 51 years old. He was taken in 2015. He was someone who was very well known here in Washington as someone trying to build up U.S.-Iran relations. He was going to conduct business, and he was held, along with his 80-something-year-old father, who was recently released, for 8 years. The Obama administration left him behind in that 2016 trade. The Trump administration left him behind in a 2019 arrangement to bring him home. And now he is as close to freedom as he's been in years. But this is not a done deal yet until they are back on U.S. soil, Anne-Marie.
So you mentioned that this is partially controversial because when we're talking about money, Iran can use it for whatever it wants to, even though there are sanctions and there should be limitations. What's been the pushback? Because I know there must be some.
So what the White House would argue is that the U.S. Treasury will have to grant permission, essentially, through these sanctions restrictions, for Iran to be able to make purchases that have to do with food and humanitarian reasons. That's what the Qataris have agreed to help do. But money is fungible. What does that mean? You get a little relief over here that frees up money over here. And that's why it's impossible to say. And that's why critics are seizing on this, is saying any relief to a regime like this is dangerous, right? So what the administration would say is that this money was owed to Iran anyhow because it was South Korea's purchase of Iranian oil, and that's where the money came from. They have money blocked around the world because of sanctions. Why are there sanctions on Iran? Because they have a rapidly developing ongoing nuclear program. Despite sanctions, they have a ballistic missiles program. They have human rights abuses. If you remember the protests, shooting young women in the street for walking around with their headscarf not fully covering their hair. They're considered the leading state sponsor of terrorism. This is the regime, right? This is why the Biden administration says they are keeping all the sanctions on Iran and not peeling them back. But it's impossible to control everything. And we know through CBS's own reporting that Iran has been able recently to go ahead and sell some of its oil for money. Who are they selling it to? American adversaries like China and like Russia. And they're selling it at a cheaper price than what you can get for oil elsewhere. So they are able to get money in and continue to survive. But the United States is trying to make it harder for them to have some of these actions in the Middle East that threaten American soldiers in places like Syria.
Fascinating, Margaret. Thank you very much.